Capstone Assignment 6: Adaption and Mitigation. The increase of climate change requires approaches to adapt to current changes and mitigate future changes with alteration to social and ecological systems. Climate change threatens sustainable development in agriculture and coastal regions, for example, and will later become a severe threat to future health, livelihood, and development. Carbon dioxide concentrations within the atmosphere are the result of human activities, and it is estimated that about 40% of carbon emitted by 2100 will remain in the atmosphere for at least 1,000 years. Adaptation is a response strategy to anticipate and fix impacts that have already been caused by climate change. Mitigation of climate change will then be assessed to reduce future effects of climate change and the impacts that it has. Adaptation and mitigation are both needed in response to climate change. However, trade-offs will affect economic and environmental goals, such as adaptation will potentially increase greenhouse emissions and mitigation potentially will reduce adaptation to the growing country. Areas around the Middle East and Africa are at high risk of the effects of climate change, especially with the consideration of additional stretches, such as poverty, inequality, and diseases. Additionally, local governments, businesses, and communities at developing regions have limited capabilities to mitigate climate change. If not acted on, risks will begin to emerge from the result of continued climate change, which will include losses of ecosystems, effects on human health, harm or loss to particular areas, increased prices and inflation, food insecurity, risks of flooding, and loss of infrastructures. Overall, the impacts of climate change will negatively affect current sustainable development and will potentially reduce sustainable development in the future. Adaptation and mitigation of climate change is the best solution to reduce the impacts. Reducing global mean temperature by reducing emissions or adapting to the warming of the climate are potential solutions. To find climate resilient strategies, and the trade-offs will be made economic profitability and sustainability in food and livelihood. In relation to adaptation and mitigation of future climate change impacts, the choice is ours.